And welcome back, everybody, to Storms Over Cerenar, session number 20. Ooh, that's 40 weeks of rolling dice and seeing how many ones Alex gets. So that's fun.
It's more than 40.
It's more than one a session, absolutely.
Yes, that is definitely the case. Our heroes have spent a nice time talking to each other, doing weird things in double planes, and basically interacting with the pirate crew. Now they are gathering up to figure out what their plan to intercept the Leviathan Trade Company and free Captain Catalog is. So, gentlemen, to set the scene, you are all still at the ship at sea. You find yourself, I guess, are you in the aft castle surface, or are you at the helm? Where do you think you would kind of meet up?
I mean, if the party is getting together, I mean, he'll just go wherever they are. But if like the day's just going on, he's just at the helm steering, steering to the best of his ability, and giving orders to the crew as they go about.
And what do you guys? The rest of you, are you just standing around the ship, or where are you?
Again, I'm still probably following Bjorn around with the training stuff. So,
Nongo will be at just below ship, but he'll have Nibbles on the crow's nest, and he'll be looking through Nibbles' eyes.
As I said before the break, you guys need to sit down and make a plan. If you just sail to Bluefire Bay, you can do that, but might not be. You might want to, think about it a bit more than that.
Well, to be clear, Rishaw's plan is to sail into the bay and just start blasting. He's made that clear. If the party wants to think something more in depth than that, that's plan A.
How far are we setting a sail towards Bluefire Bay?
I don't understand the question. It'll be 3 days and a night until we get
No. When you are attacking it, you want to attack Bluefire Bay, correct?
Yes.
Right. So how far away is your ship capable of firing?
DM, how far are these cannons capable of firing?
Pretty far. Pretty far. Let's see here.
Accurately firing.
Yes. Accuracy is a bit of a moot point when you're shooting at an entire fortress or ship.
Accurately, like short range is 600 feet. Long range is 2,400.
Yes. Alright. I report this to Norgo. Several hundred feet.
Well, then I guess we'll sit back and observe.
Might it be a decent idea, perhaps, for us to at least get within the proximity of Bluefire Bay and then perhaps do some reconnaissance beforehand? We don't want to be going in there
attacking in Bluefire Bay.
A whole fleet.
Well, that's the question. Is Bluefire Bay like a physical settlement that is within that natural bay, or is Bluefire Bay the name of that natural bay?
So let me. Bluefire Bay is the name of the natural bay.
Okay, then
the hideout of Captain Flint is rumored to be somewhere there.
Yes. So then, correct me if I'm wrong, DM. The intent of the trade company was to take my captain and go there in an attempt to find Captain Flint.
Not necessarily go there. If Captain Catalog told them about Bluefire Bay, then probably.
Right.
Well,
what would be their other intention then?
They want to get to Captain Flint. So right now you're gambling whether or not Captain Catalog has been interrogated or not, or if they're successful, right? So.
I'm going to continue to operate on the assumption that he is strictly because magic mind control or whatever. Choosing the party. So yes, there's not a settlement per se at Blimey Bay, or not. Sorry, Bluefire Bay. But there is legends of Captain Flint and her hideout and her crew, and basically. I have a couple of intentions. If we can get there and we do not spot the Leviathan Trade Company's flotilla, then we are to wait in ambush using fog, cloud, natural terrain, and whatnot. But if we do spot them, then we just go in and we start blasting. If we see them and they are overwhelmingly powerful, then we think about something on the fly.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Also, we have a couple of days in transit, and perhaps, Mr. Nongle, in a day or so, you can take a look in via arcane means, see if we can see where this captain is at the moment, if we can see whether he's...
Do we have any objects or
or
items or whatnot from this captain, Mr. Safis?
He kind of just stomps his foot on the boat.
Good point.
Roar,
That's
would that work?
Question.
Would that be?
If he is
Would
the
that work?
captain of the ship, yeah.
Would the ship work as a component for sending, or scrying?
It being an item familiar to the person in general that you're scrying upon.
I would say, or you could just go into the captain's quarters and have a look with stuff.
That's entirely true, and that's what I was going to say as a backup, but I am curious to know if this would work, just as a rule of thumb, because that's a really interesting thought to me.
Alright, I guess, I guess the captain at his ship is pretty, like, I will say, if you can tell me a way to reasonably include it in the scrying, in the scrying process, sure.
I also just want to say that items are objects, and actually D&D has definitions for objects. So.
Yeah. No, that's totally fair. And like,
yeah, vehicle would not be an object. It would be would it be?
Well, an object is, according to D&D, because objects actually have a definition in D&D. For the purpose of these rules, is any discrete, inanimate item like window, door, sword, book, table, chair, or stone. Not a building or a vehicle that is composed of many other objects. So an item, according, is an object.
So I can
not a vehicle or building.
So as per that ruling, I can go to one of the windows and say this window is his. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, so I can go and use his bed or whatnot, right? Captain's quarters. Yeah. Okay.
Also, so Risha will go into the captain's quarters and he'll return with a belt and a cutlass. A really fuck off big one, but a cutlass nonetheless.
Why is it so big?
The captain is a Goliath. He is big.
Oh, I thought he was compensating. Also, I have we have some work to do, Bjorn and I, in the confluence, but it's entirely possible that I might be able to, in successive nights, reach out to the captain.
Fascinating.
Well, if you can, fine, but we have 2 days before we get there. Should we be thinking about these, things before we get to Bluefire Bay?
Yes, this is what we're doing now. I think we don't want to go in full all guns blazing, but you know, we need to get there in the first place. So maybe once we get a day out, then we reconvene again, see perhaps what we need to do in more specific means. You know, we need some reconnaissance beforehand, see whether we're actually, you know, walking into a full small fleet or whether it's just the one ship. We also need to know whether the captain is even there.
True. You also have to remember, it's quite tricky to make plans on ships populated by 1, 2, 3, 4 people who are being hunted by this side of the planet at this point, really?
Keep our eyes open.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The Conventicle, the Emirates, the Imperium, probably to some degree the human kingdoms. Really everything but the north.
Oh, your people are being hunted. Interesting.
No, you do realize I'm up to speed on what you have been doing in the last month or two, yes?
No, I'm practicing, okay?
Okay, fair enough. I accept this.
Pirates are dope, bro.
Yes, what he said.
But,
well, then let's set sail and we'll reconvene.
Yes.
As soon as we get there.
Vigilance for the next couple of days.
I assume, Mr. Safis, that your men are capable of keeping a watch or whatnot. Is there anything we could do throughout the many days' sails to keep things going smoothly?
I think that fancy little park you had there, Theus, was a good way to keep the spirits up. If you decide to use that on a daily basis, I'm sure the crew would love it. It would also keep them well fed. Aside from
We
that,
don't have to think about rations then, yeah.
well, we didn't have to think about rations too much anyway. We have plenty of supplies. It's just a matter of, you know, a hot, steamy, good meal versus some tar and butter.
As long as you don't need the spell for any other purpose.
That's up to you to decide. I am no caster. I know nothing of, or little of nothing of magic.
Let's say
Besides-
I will cast it towards the evening if nothing on the day happens.
I could,
perfectly reasonable to me.
seeing, unless something happens this day specifically, I could use the same spell. But tomorrow it will change to a different spell. Well, we could just use it regardless. It's the only chance for me to use it.
Alright. And then the second point, I don't suppose any of you many casters have some way to ward an area, put up shields or protective wards to negate magics or some such. Perhaps glyphs of abjuration to damage borders.
I'm capable of making decks slippery if needs be. I'm also capable of making some of us change to different sizes, but I do have a spell that would conjure a protective circle, but I don't think it would move with the ship per se. I think the ship would move through it.
No, you see, I know this one actually. There's something about the relativity placement. If the circle was to not move with the vehicle, then it would not move with the planets, and thus it would go whizzing off. It's the same rule with the immovable ramps. I read about that in a little book once. Wild theories, lots of math.
Yes. Well, I have a spell that could create a sanctum around the ship itself, but the ship would have to be at port. It could not be moving.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I agree with the whole.
whole.
Everything changes. I mean, the world turns as it turns around something else. As things move naturally, it's quite odd to actually see the positioning of spells. But that's actually included inside their incantation. You're not a spellcaster. I would expect you to understand.
And as Cephis and Noggle starts to blabber off about theoretical arcana, the day passes. I'm going to ask you for a roll for the day and the night of each 24-hour period. If you want to do something after, you can do it after one of the rolls.
Also, I just want to say that's a brilliant little piece of imagery, just like a hardened pirate tabaxi with no formal education, talking in depth, theoretical arcane math with a trained legendary wizard from the conventicle.
Yeah, but also he's a professor.
A change in one of the skills you have to arcana because it's just too funny.
Okay.
Novel's also a professor, and he does teach arcana. So teaches arcana and basic spells up to level 4, right? So that was kind of his shtick.
All right.
So go ahead and give me a D20 roll for the day, Evan. Mr. Acting Captain Cephis.
This is wonderful.
You sure you don't want us to do it?
14 on this number.
All right. Day passes uneventfully. Do any one of you want to do anything as the afternoon kind of comes around?
I'm still training.
If it's a new day, I need to. Oh no, this is the same day, right?
It's the same day.
Second half of the second day.
All right. I'll have Nibbles on scout, and he'll be on the crow's nest with whoever's in the crow's nest. Probably annoying the shit out of them, but keeping an eye out for stuff.
I would be very careful about annoying pirates on a crow's nest.
What's the fucking word being up here, man?
Yeah.
If they fuck with if you fuck with the familiar, you get the wizard. So they need to know that.
Never mind, it's real rad. It likes the rocks I have on my wrist, bro. It's completely in love with my ankle bracelet. It's rad, bro. Please, go ahead.
On this day, I just want to pull Bjorn aside for a moment.
Sure.
Bjorn, we haven't
Yes.
really talked about that much. How are you holding up?
Fine. I'm teaching Aust why we need a lot of timber on the ship. You know, as well educated as it is, it's like he's very surprised by a lot of the basic stuff.
Well, you're the master of the basic stuff, so I think he's in good hands.
I love the basic stuff.
Oh yeah, like triangles and
Oh,
numbers smaller than 4. You're
Yes,
expert
yeah.
in that.
and triangles, like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
a hard one actually.
No, you're really good at like much better than at the beginning. Anyways, you were like whisked away there for a moment, and like literally the end of like a personification of the end of your world, how your people imagined that happened. And really, I didn't have enough time. Like I tried to keep the mood up with everyone. Tried with Pedora then, so not everyone's despairing. And I'm thankful that you like tried to play along, but you went through a lot. Like I just heard on you discussed this with our party, the thing of your father. Like how are you holding up between like your father and literally Armageddon happening?
Well, you see, when in doubt, I've always learned to turn to legends. And since the moon and the sun is still there, I'm actually a bit comfort. When the moon and the sun is swallowed, then I know it's truly the end. And as you know, yeah, that was the beginning. But we might have a chance to change the end. Who knows? This is all foretold, we just haven't heard it yet.
Do you believe that we can change the fate that some of these foretellings imagined?
No, of course not. But we haven't heard the whole story.
I mean, Bjorn, I've seen you do stuff. I mean, like you squish heads of people like grapes. I've seen you do that. And
Yeah.
you're really
distant.
strong, and you have conviction, which is really important. Like strength without conviction is really like just violence, I think. And
So sure, I'm sad. I'm sad that this is the path. But you know, it's also comforting because
yeah, but
it would always have been this path.
what if the path tells you that in the end, nothing we do matters? Will you still push on?
And that's the point.
The point of what?
You can't change who you are.
You can change the environment.
Sure.
I just think about if this really goes on for longer, and if you have ability to push through. I want you to believe that you can push through, because I don't know if I will be there to encourage you to push through.
Nonsense. You will always be at my side. That part I'm sure. These stout thieves. I felt them too. When I was young. And you know, I've judged people for a long time. And I think that the goodness you seek is very different from the justice I divide. But then again, that was a lesson always meant to be learned. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I think so, but well, maybe push it to a later date. There's much happening. And your father? Are you holding up with that?
Well, as you know, family is complicated, and
I actually don't know that because I never had one.
I will also call that complicated. Yeah.
Just
Actually, I feel a lot of anger,
angry
but
at
not
the-
towards my father.
angry at the people that. No, your father died of old age, right?
Yeah, or sickness.
Are you angry at people who, like, talk bad about your father, or what?
No. Actually, yeah, I'm feeling very angry about that. But I hope I get to.
What?
I hope my path merges with the people I want to show the anger to.
Like, do you have something that you can like direct your anger to?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because like just being angry at the world like really doesn't help you like further your goals.
No, I have lots of enemies. That's the best thing.
Anyways, hope that's just so you know, if you, I have your back. We are friends. We're best
know.
friends, right?
The best of friends.
Okay. And I walk away.
Beautiful. Both of you can take inspiration for that. Truly
already have
inspiring
one.
conversation, guys.
I already
You-
have one.
Do you already have one? Then you can give out one.
Okay, Oz needs it.
I also already have one.
Well, then you can give it away.
Who needs?
I already have one as well.
So give it to Noncolino.
Noggle. So everyone
Hey, yo.
Yay.
Did any one of you want
I already
to do
have one.
scrying or anything else today?
I already have
or-
one. If anyone else sees it, I already got it.
That's fine. All of you doing the roleplay so good. Do any of you guys have wanted to scry anything today?
We don't have scries today, I don't think.
All right.
Not
They
today,
give-
no.
They give me a D20 roll for the night, and all of you can do your downtime roll. Go ahead first, if you, Evan, if you roll first.
Right.
9. Another uneventful night. All right.
Is the downtime for the day and the downtime for the evening separate?
It's the same.
Same. Okay.
You run
well,
for the
if-
day. So, actually, no. As you have, no, I will allow you guys to do one for the day and one for the evening, but you can't get advantage on any one of those or do a double roll. So, if you get assistance to roll twice, you can't do that twice. If that makes sense.
So I can roll the door twice.
Yeah, you can roll the door twice, but you can't roll it with advantage twice.
Okay. In which case, because what I want to do is I want to try and work on the connection to me more with Bjorn in the evening.
Bjorn is the one who has to work on that connection. You can
Okay.
work on connecting other people into the conference in the evening and the day if you want to.
Okay.
But you
No,
still
but I
need,
need-
you still
no,
need
I
to
need
get
them
Noggle
both.
and Thea's in.
Oh, yes, true. Sure. Which one of them looks least busy out of the two of you?
Noggle is just like doing calculations. Thea's is playing music. And,
well.
and doing mechanic stuff. Yeah.
Okay, crew, 1, 2, 3. This is the 1 hour each day I teach the crew music. And 1,
no,
2, to the 3, 4, 5.
Bloody hell. Racket. Nongle, are you free?
Carry the one, and then this. Sorry, what?
You're up for the to be connected up to the confluence, if you've got the time.
No, not today. I've got some things to worry
Alright.
about.
Fair enough.
I already
Um,
rolled, so sorry.
I'm going. That's right.
No, it's outro, so I'll allow you to write his coattails.
If not, then I will try and see if I can begin to pick out a connection to the captain. If not, within the confluence.
Captain.
Yeah, honestly, like connecting
wait,
yourself
you-
to
you-
Nongle and his stuff, I mean, I don't think he'd be necessarily comfortable with it. So he's gonna push you.
Alright.
Oh, you mean the Amber Lord?
No, I meant the captain we're looking for. I can't remember.
Captain Kazalok.
Oh,
Yeah.
Castle you can try, but you know
It'll be difficult,
they
obviously.
have. Like, it will be. You have never met them, so
No, that's true. Okay.
so they can't have a connection to your soul in that right? So
You know what? Scrap all of that. I'm just gonna do the sea vehicles proficiency then for the
Sure.
day.
So you're just sailing. All right, go ahead and do that. You can roll twice. All right,
I just click or twice or just click at advantage.
just click it twice.
First one's 19, and then again.
Yep, go ahead.
It's 13.
Perfect. So you get, because you are spending the whole day just focusing on it, you get 2 rolls.
Yeah, I'm at 70%.
Perfect. All right. So the next day, go ahead and give me a d20 roll, Cephis.
All right. 17.
17. Wind changes, and you get further than you would have otherwise.
Excellent.
That's perfect. Second half.
How much does that speed us up, though?
You get 30 miles further than you would otherwise.
Okay.
That's just under half a day.
So, do you on this day, on the second day of sailing, do you guys want to do anything else?
Nongo, are you in a
Clear,
position to
cold
try?
for the southern seas.
You want me to have scrying, right?
Yeah, if possible.
Definitely possible. I just need to see what spell I'm going to swap for it. Scrying is 4th level. Or wait, no, scrying is 5th level. Oh, okay. Give me one sec. I'll take off Cone of Cold. And I will add scrying to my spellbook that day.
Cool.
And yes, as Nongo grabs out the crystal sphere that we got from Staunch Flow that is now unfortunately fucked. Yes, yeah.
Excellent. Mr. Saviz, sorry, Captain Saviz, do you have that cutlass to hand from the other captain?
Certainly. Then he goes back and he gets it.
Excellent. Well, officer's mess, shall we? Again, privacy, you know. Yes, we should at least try and see where he is.
Let's.
Hang on, I'm just looking at something real
So-
quick here. One sec. I suppose how do you speak? The next spell you cast gains +2 for its saving. Yeah, okay. So before I cast Scry on with the blade, I will use my Divine Arcana, increasing the DC of the spell to 20.
Cool. Go ahead and cast a spell.
All right, so I will cast Scrying.
All right. You have a possession.
Possession,
that is,
so yeah,
so he gets a -4
-4.
to his roll. All right.
Actually, hang on. A body part, lock of hair, bit of nail, or the like. Is there anything like that? Cephis, Captain Cephis, was there anything left over? Maybe a comb or something?
He was bald, so no.
The killer hat.
Yeah. Could I
I
just like
don't
look around?
know.
Maybe there's like some like stained clothes, like bloodied clothes somewhere, perhaps.
Or like nail
Roll
clippings
me-
somewhere?
If you roll 18 or above on a nat 20 roll, you find, or a d20 roll, then you get to find a body part, long of hair, bit of nail, or the like. Yes.
Any particular skill or just a flat 20?
Just a flat 20. This is just the winds of fate.
9 somehow.
No, you have a possession or a garment.
All right. So he has +5 because I know him secondhand, but a -4 because I possession or garment. So he has a +1 to his savings throw, DC 20.
All right, I'm going to roll here. He fails.
Oh, I've got him! I've got him!
As you see the... All right, let me just... let me put on some real music for this. So what you see is... as you... you see the skies first of all in the crystal ball. Then you're on the sea, and you see like a green coast with blue kind of crystal shards around it, and then you're inside a room, a cavern of some sort. And then there you see rank and file of red-coated Leviathan Trade Company mercenaries. They're all carrying crossbows with them, and they're standing around looking at what looks like a camp that has been broken up. Is stranded around them. Cephas, go ahead and give me a luck roll, just straight up luck roll.
Sure. I'm gonna use inspiration.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna use my inspiration.
All right. Well.
Well, that's it.
3. Yeah.
Can I use
Better
my
than
inspiration right now, or
No,
okay?
I would say 1 reroll is fine for luck. Otherwise, we'll just gang up on it.
All right.
You see, and I guess right now you're all looking into this kind of crystal ball, right?
Yeah.
At like the center of this broken up camp, you see an older human woman, like maybe 50 years of age, probably between 50 and 60. She's showing her aging quite gracefully. And she's wearing the captain's uniform of a Leviathan Trade Company ship. Actually, as you look at it, it's not a captain's stripes, but it's a Commodore's pauldrons that she's wearing. Her brown hair is like gathered in a tight kind of bun on the top of her head. And her lips are like a thin line in her face. In front of her is a very large Goliath, completely bald, tribal tattoos all over his body. He is naked from the waist up, and from the waist down he is wearing pants who once was nice and dandy looking, but now are dirty and ripped. And he is bruised everywhere. He has big kind of, one of his eyes is completely swollen, so it's closed. The other eye is like he kept open by a metal kind of apparatus on his, or like a concoction on his head. That's kind of stretching out the one side of his face like this. On his hands are manacles of some kind of arcane technological make that has a slow whine to them. As they're standing, just looking around at this cavern, the woman that you, Cephas, know as Captain or Commodore Gilead von Kextris. Yeah.
Yes.
So, where did you say this Captain Flint would be in this dank cave? Beneath the soil, or maybe underneath that rock over there? And you see the Goliath man. He's like, oh. She told me if I ever needed her, I had to go here. I swear. This is the place. This is the hearth of Bluefire Gorge, please. That is all I know. And you see the Commodore looks around. Well, does it look like to you that she is here? This captain of yours? Or are we simply lost? Or at any opportune moment, maybe she might come back with groceries at any point? you see two Leviathan Trade Company guards kind of like wrestles the Goliath to his knees, so he's like almost kind of eye to eye, looking slightly upward towards this lady. I don't know. It's it is the whims of Captain Flint. It's not to be understood. She is mad. She has become a spirit of the sea. She might not even have what you seek. Why do you even want? What do you even want, Blimey Bay? What do you think I can give to you? And she kind of straightens up her uniform and he says, well, I think there are quite a lot of profit to be made in this Blimey Bay of yours, but also to stop the pirate raids would be great for our company. She looks at him. So what do you know of Captain Flint? And now be sincere, because my patience is wearing thin. After Celestine was sent to the sea, she has been looking for her true love, her sweetheart. They never found the body. It was taken out by the tide, and now, for the last 30 years, she's been looking for her. You see the kind of concoction on his face kind of rips into his flesh as he groans. Please stop. Please make it. The pain. It is. Now focus up, or I will make it do the rest of the job it is supposed to. All right. Okay. I don't know. Some think she's a ghost. Or something supernatural happened to her. I don't know. I don't know where she is. Well, so where do you suppose we go from here, Captain Castlelock? And he kind of he looks up at her, like fear in his eyes, as you see these guards kind of begins to raise their weapons towards this man, clearly knowing the whims and the feelings of their commander. Go ahead and give me another luck roll, Cephis.
Oh boy.
Do you want to spend a luck roll, luck point, or on inspiration for that, or are we going with the 9?
I don't know. I don't have inspiration anymore to spend, so it's up
No,
to
but you
someone
have
else.
luck, don't you? Or I don't know if this Cephis has luck.
Well, the 9 suffices,
I'll
not everyone.
I'll use mine. My inspiration.
13.
Okay. She clearly has left this place. I don't know how long it has been, but... And then he kind of, you see a pained look in his eye. And he kind of gestures to one part of he has like a big all-covering tribal tattoo on his upper body. And he points to like inside a spiral arm on his breast. There's like a small kind of skulls and crossbones inside of there, and says, "There's only one way left to contact the dread Captain Flint." And then you see that Commodore Kextris nods, and then she has like a slender manicured hand, her thumb out, touches the tattoo on his breast as it lights up in an aquamarine kind of blue-green color, making his skin kind of glow for a second, as you hear a siren song emanate from the mark of Captain Flint. And you see outside of the midnight torch. Storm clouds gather on the horizon to the east. And then the connection kind of breaks.
Well, that was interesting. Dost, is that everything you need to see, or I could cast it again if you'd like.
And you're all watching this because makes sense.
Up to you.
Well, I prefer
They're on land.
We saw the storms heading off to the east, and that's where we are, is it not?
And the storm was east of us currently, which is over Blue Fire Bay.
Yeah, you are here, and it was like to the east.
Sorry, Nonga gets confused with east and west.
Oh, you do.
The Gnomish term is Weast, so,
Yeah, Weast. This is why I have a server called Weast Marches, because I can't tell east from west most of the times. Right, left, no problem. North, south, easy peasy. East and
To the
west.
right on the map, Tanner, is east.
Thank
Is this
you.
direction over here?
Thanks, bro. Thanks.
You're welcome to that.
Yeah, I figured that out as soon as I said it. Yeah.
But
Just a question.
Never mind. Seems the storm's heading away from us. We're fine.
we're chasing it, so...
Yes, I think we probably need to get
And I
should
have...
say this into it.
Well, by the time we get there, it's still a day's travel at least. Well, a day's and a night's travel. And then another day, and then that night is when we get to Bluefire, unless we've picked up speed,
but-
Sophiste.
We have picked up speed, but now we have an ungodly amount of issues. First off, it indicates the storm. I don't know what that storm is. It's magic in nature. Perhaps the weather mage will know. I'll ask him later. But for now, do any of you know who that woman was? I'm just asking as a matter of fact. I will explain regardless. It's really rhetorical. Don't bother answering. She's...
Thanks, bro. RP,
Shad's
good
kind
RP.
of clutching his temples right now in this very... he's probably the most serious you've seen him in the few days you've known him. That is a vile woman if I've ever met one. Her name, Gilius von Kirkstress. She is a commodore of the... She's a commodore of the Leviathan Trade Company, which means that the company is not fucking about with this. He's just kind of half staring off. He's thinking about something and says, I can no longer promise that we can save the captain. If the Commodore is there, then it is absolutely possible that not only one ship, but a small fleet of ships are there.
Pardon my... well... Technically, we don't need the captain. We need...
No,
Flint.
you don't need the captain.
Captain Sophiste,
Acting. Captain Sophiste.
Excuse me.
Well,
He says,
Sounds like it might be more than acting for some time.
Yes, but we're planning to get to Blimey Bay. I understand if there's issues beyond getting there, but you know
I
who
need
we're
to
being
correct you on
chased by.
something before you continue, Durgan.
Yes.
You are trying to get to Blimey Bay. And Sophiste is growing ever more serious with the moments passing. I and my fellow crewmates are trying to get our captain back.
But, of course, but what I'm saying is that you have, as part of your crew right now, myself, a barbarian from the north, his bard, and this, I don't even know what the hell to call him with this magical sword or whatnot. We are capable of helping you do this, but as long as we go to Blimey Bay after that.
This might be...
Is this not a
an
noble
opportunity
quest?
to
Should we
not-
not do this? Bjorn? Theus? Ost?
I think
Of
this
course.
is This is still doable, but maybe we don't meet it as head-on as we were initially planning.
No, of course not. Of course not. Mr. Safis doesn't know exactly how these things kind of work when it comes to adventuring or whatnot. So let's show him something.
What? First off, I would like to apologize for leaping to the assumption you were about to suggest we go to Blimey Bay and leave my captain to die at the hands of this awful witch.
No, of course not. Of course not. We're here to help if we can. But it's just, we could maybe not do this all on the ship. There is, I mean, if we're hunting pirates, maybe we attack them from land.
Well, that's certainly.
We're the pirates, right? Now
Yes,
I'm confused.
Well, no. Bjorn, everyone else here is pirates. We're just crews on our vessel, and perhaps we can help outside of the ship, is what I'm saying.
No, that's entirely possible, but the trick is, I don't know what cave that is, and to get... And as one may assume, Mr. Nargle, when you try to land a ship, you have to get to the land past the water.
Once again, as long as we get to a place that looks like the place where I saw the actual ship enter, or some cabinet system, we have magics and stuff that can help with that kind of thing. As long as we have time to spend.
That is the question, yes.
Also,
Looking at that... Sorry, go ahead.
If we remove the means of them leaving the bay, then we do have the, for a change, the element of time on our side. They're not going anywhere if they're stuck in there.
I could create an illusion that they would not surpass if needs be. How large would Noggle know, Roar, how large the actual bay is? It looks like it's 30 miles
big,
across.
right?
It's pretty big, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty big bay. Yeah, 30 miles by 15, 20 miles. Yeah.
Question before we continue planning. Roar, if theoretically there was on one side of the bay the Leviathan Trade Company and on the other side of the blade was us, and then just at some point Flint showed up with her ship of people, banshees, who fucking knows, would she just start blasting everybody, or would she at least kind of lean towards blasting the authority figures?
Well, you have never seen whatever bullshit just happened with the captain's tattoos.
Oh no, absolutely, and that's why I'm just asking, do I have even the slightest bit of hint from
right now,
legends?
Right now, I guess Safis would probably assume that the storm clouds gathering is either something that calls Captain Flint or is Captain Flint.
Oh no, 100% what I was assuming. It's just I'm scared.
So
do we have an IFF to not get blown away by Flint if we showed up? Is basically what I'm wondering.
You have no basis to know that.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
It depends. If she has become a ravening sea monster, hell-bent on revenge on the mortal world, probably you don't have a clue or a chance. If she is not, then
so just no idea, really. Yeah. Okay.
You know that she has been, the stories tell of ships who do not return to port, being attacked in the dead of night for a mist as dark as hell itself.
Yeah. Nalgal.
Yes.
So Nalgal, do you have perhaps you have illusionary capabilities?
Yes, of course I do.
Could you generate an illusion large enough to cover the entire ship?
Yes, as long as the ship does not move.
Damn. Alright.
We also have, the benefit of your multiple members of your family, Mr. Norgal. There is a possibility that we could perhaps set a number of mines in the mouth of the bay, create enough commotion in the bay.
Speaking of the rest of my family, I agree. In a sense, we leave the midnight torch, leave it outside to scry.
Outside of the bay.
Yes, and we take the levitator in.
Yes. And then
I could
make it past.
We have
the
2
mouth of the
days
bay.
to get there. I could make the I could make the levitator so it could go underneath water.
Certainly, yes. And then if we can perhaps sabotage the boats from beneath, we can, cripple this part of the small fleet. Any ships that get away, then the midnight torches at the mouth
Well,
of the bay, sighted in.
We could do that
ranged,
afterwards.
and ready to fire.
We have agreed to help, first and foremost, to find this Finn that you're looking for. Is it Finn? Mr. Safis? Flint.
No,
Yes.
Flint is who the
Flint.
Captain Flint is what the company is looking for. I couldn't care less. I want Captain Kozalak back. He is my captain.
Well, it's. I could make
It's really a chain of captains that we're looking for. It's this very long chain of reasonings. Really, all you need to know is Captain Kozalak is.
I could try to make a subnautical or a subnomical vehicle in this sense, if you would like. But though I do crave it, we would need a captain. Safis, would you come with us?
Nothing you are saying is something that I am against. I am simply concerned.
Good.
with
Then it's sold.
very-
He's coming with us.
You see, you have that bad habit of leaping to that. But
Are you going to
I
stay
have the-
behind while we go and do your mission for you?
I have the sneaking suspicion my crew would not exactly wait here while Captain Kozalak is tortured and, well, end of statement, really.
Well, we're not. We're going to go into Blimey Bay, or sorry, excuse me,
Blue Fire.
Bay.
Oh,
And
two abbreviations that are not. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
we'll head into Blue Fire Bay. Is Halibard there?
No, currently he's not. We wanted privacy, so it's currently just the
Could
party.
you send for Halibard, please?
Right? I just, like, knock on the floor with my hands twice, wait a second, and then a third time. And then a little trapdoor just, like, pops open and Halibard climbs up a ladder.
Is that how you treat your nose? Really?
The right side of his mustache is fully on fire. As he's like, "You're Captain. I've been working on the bombs, Captain."
Prestidigitation. I'll put that out.
Thank you kindly. Yeah.
The other side catches
Definitely.
fire.
Yeah. Precisely. The wicked sea hag. Always. I've not slept for many years, sire.
Fine, very well. Nongle here. If go and find Sixnack and find
He
Gawoo.
draws his cutlass. Got the cur.
You will find Sixnack. Don't. I will use my charms on you again. Remember what happened at the aunt's party last time?
I'll just imagine getting him then.
Imagine getting him, yes. Find him and get your people to bring the Nomad Levitator up onto the ship. We have work to do.
Yar.
You heard the man.
Aye, Captain. Acting Captain Davis.
Yes.
And then,
Yeah,
like,
the crew doesn't fuck that up. Yeah.
his hair catches fire.
Prestidigitation! What is wrong with him? Why do you keep him lighting on fire all the time, Captain Safis? Acting Captain Safis.
He's a fantastic engineer, and somehow the fighter doesn't strike any of the powder. It's really quite a miracle.
Must be a curse.
Says that,
Maybe
like,
he's
he
a
just
sorcerer.
throws out, like 7 or 8 sticks of dynamite all over the floor. They all catch, like, all the fuses catch fire. Don't mind me, Captain. Sorry.
He just puts them out really quickly.
Yeah.
It just Sophis doesn't bat an eye at this.
Just a question. So, because we know that Flint is also moving, that storm that we see is also moving towards Blue Fire Bay, and we know that around Blue Fire Bay that your Captain Kazalak and Gilius from Crixtus
Close enough.
from the Leviathan Trade Company.
Yes, I don't care enough to correct you on her name.
That woman is in the Blue Fire Bay with your Captain Kazalak, right?
Yes.
And we know that the Magical Storm, which is probably Captain Flint, is also moving east, right?
Does it look like, using our like just ship's navigation tools, does it look like the storm is already in the bay or is approaching the bay? Judging by like how far the storm looks out and how far we know Blue Fire Bay to be from us.
Closer to you than the bay right now.
Interesting. Okay.
Just to
So I will just put a squiggle, like maybe around this area here.
Okay.
Or
Okay, so
we're in this
little less
area. Like it's not like probably somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's a big storm that's that's basically halfway between us and it. Okay.
Okay, then a suggestion. Like, how much do we know about the lover of Lynn, Cecile? Cecile, right? What was her name?
The lover of
so.
Captain Flink is Celestine.
Celestine. Celestine, alright. How much do we know about? Because here's my suggestion. We cannot fight against the fleet, but maybe Flint can fight against the fleet. And if we can, like, convince her that Celestine is either there in danger or, like, nudging her to, like, attack the Leviathan trade company, like that woman there, it could help us getting an advantage.
We have no way of contacting Captain Flint.
But we know, like, but we know where she's somewhere in the thunderstorm. If we like can just make a scene,
gentlemen,
makes it look like.
I think Uthi is not a bad idea. I personally, nobody really knows enough about Flint or about her lover. There are just as many stories about Flint being a mad woman and a monster at this point than.
Yeah, but she loved someone.
Gentlemen,
and love can make people blind.
Gentlemen, sure, there's thunder and lightning coming towards us.
Yes, we're still moving the ship. I don't think we can go any faster, can we, Captain?
Possibly we could stop. We could look, and if they, I don't want to sail into a thunderstorm, if possible.
Yeah, I mean, how many hours out from the thunderstorm
faster? Depends on your speed. Can you go any faster?
Not to my knowledge. We've been at full mast since we left.
I'm asking 5 level 13 characters. Can you go any faster?
Don't have anything.
Not if we want to bring the ship, I suppose.
That's not necessarily like you know that for short amounts of time, the weather mage can definitely whip up a storm in your sail, right?
Yeah.
Apart from that, you have access to a whole range of bullshit. If you have shenanigans to pull out of your behinds, I'm all ears. So
my quick question is, how far is the storm for us? Like, if we were just to continue at full speed ahead without full natural speed ahead?
If it doesn't move away from you or anything like that, you would probably at this speed maybe in 4 hours.
All right, I say we just leave our speed as is for now, unless if we come up with a concrete reason to dive headfirst into a torrent.
What? Can't we just go around it?
No. Well, is this whole blue circle the storm, Roar? Yeah. Or just like the squiggle?
I'll say the whole blue circle is the storm-ish.
Okay, so like, no, because that would take us like an extra several days to go around.
From where we are,
extra several days, it could possibly give me the ability to actually create a better vessel for a few members to at least go on. If I could...
But we can make up some plan now. Once we have a plan, we will act on the plan. I don't want to change our course if we have something in mind.
You can't see the eye of the storm.
Okay, but it's reasonable to assume that there is one, right?
If it's a standard hurricane, yes. Then there is.
Well, I'm gonna go off of that assumption. Right? How do we have any idea just from looking at the storm for the last couple of minutes as the speed of the storm compared to us?
Just right before we go any further, I want to finish addressing what Theus's point was a minute ago.
Sure.
The fear, Theus, is that if we were to, I'm assuming you mean to disguise somebody or to make some image of the White Maiden. Yes, is that the right idea?
No, it even would be enough that we convince her that somebody has information on her lover.
Okay. See, the problem with that is, on one hand, Captain Flint might still be alive and just have a very magic ship, and she might still be looking for her lover's body. Entirely possible. On the other hand, she might be an eldritch horror that is haunting the seas and killing everything she comes across without question because she has lost her mind and gone mad.
Yeah, but if her purpose is still the same, then we can make use of that.
But only if we can close enough for her to hear us. She might just blast us out of the water.
We're implying reason. on an
I
Eldritch
think loud
Horror.
noises is something that we can definitely do.
True, but I feel like that's a very, very big if for what I know to be this legend.
Well, it's better than fighting against the whole fleet of ships, I assume.
Alright.
But we're fighting against a fleet of ships in a enclosed bay in a storm. That's a lot of ships docked together in very rough water. This is just from what I've learned from Bjorn in the last day. Those ships are going to be dashed across rocks very quickly. If we follow that storm in, or at least stay outside the storm and then go in when we're in range, then we have a damn sight better chance of doing some damage in the middle of the storm than we do after or before it.
You listened! Excellent! Excellent, Aust!
Are you
Tomorrow, it's gonna be the lesson on Tar and why it's your best friend on a ship.
You're saying we fly directly into the storm?
Armadas in the past have been dashed across rocks in massive storms. You know. Also, this storm is the perfect distraction for us to go in clandestinely, possibly even in your subnautical gnome operation, and find said captain. Maybe.
Theus, is it possible that you
at the same time, although that is not our #1 priority.
Theus, is it possible that you could actually place some of the crew, or most of the crew, that would not be needed to be dying on the ship through the storm into your Pandora land?
The Pandorian would stay on the ship, yes, but I could not summon them through if I would recast it.
Well, no, it lasts. It lasts a full day. I just studied this the day before.
Yeah, but why should we it's a safe haven, yes, but
Well, then we take the men that we need, Mr. Cephis, if you would allow. Acting Captain Catman, Cephis, if you would allow, we could, hopefully before we get there, if I could create my nautical, we could sail underneath or whatnot, even being towed, and then we could protect many of your crew from being destroyed. Only the necessities going through the storm.
I need a plan from you guys.
Yeah.
I need a decision.
How far are we from the storm? Nor
couple of hours.
Couple of hours.
Okay, we don't have time to turn the gnomish levitator into a submarine.
Submersible will take you at least best case a week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so we wouldn't have time to do that even if we took the time to go around.
Even if you had all of the materials you needed, it would take a lot of time, and that would be even with 3 nomad engineers and Thea's helping, and they were
okay.
Okay, it's just realistically in the time frame we are talking, not possible.
Yeah. Okay. You want to
case,
either speed up or diverge, or what do you want?
I think our plan. I think the best case scenario we have is to follow in with Ost's plan of following the storm in and just start blasting when we see an enemy. Following with that point though, Theus, I think your idea is good. I don't think we should seek it out though, because I think if we manage to...
and not seek out, but if possible, we should put Flint against the fleet in any way possible.
Yes, yeah, more just to say we use your plan if it turns out Flint notices us before the Leviathan company.
Yeah, we stay far enough that Flint notices them first, and then we try to rile her up that they should attack them and not us.
Yes, and just to be clear, you intend to tell Flint that we have information on her lover?
Or that they, we heard that they have information, or that they seek out her lover. Any way that she is going on them.
You know what? I'm a pirate. I don't have enough foresight to see the issue with this plan. Yes, I agree.
I do, however. I feel like we might be in slight trouble if we're trying to mislead a quite powerful eldritch and or undead being. But you know what? We'll burn that bridge when we come to it, if we can, because of the rain and the wind and the water. But
oh, you bastard! I was just coming back to be like, that is a bridge yet burned.
So now
damn it.
we will forge ahead in line and try and get basically just out the range of the storm, so the storm hits the bay just before we arrive. And then once we get there, I think it's probably a case of the ship stays in the mouth of the bay, starts blasting any
We
ships
have
in
to
there,
pass
and then
through the
I think
storm.
It's a case of me and Nongle fly everybody in.
Yes,
Also,
but we have to get through the storm first, do we not?
No, we can just go behind. We just stick behind the storm.
Actually,
Follow the
so-
storm in is the plan.
Yeah.
The fact
Also,
of the matter is,
if we have
because
at
of the
least-
storm's going to be sucking air in anyway, so we're going to be picking up speed just from the wind of it moving towards that area. So we're going to speed up just ambiently.
Also, just
Says Alex rather than oust. But
We'll also be tortured from it as well, won't we that?
Alright, what Theus?
if we can get at least a few of the members of the ship that is on the Leviathan, like if we blast the ship, or if we like, can capture some people, I can make us, like if you give me a day, I can make us look like these people.
We don't have a day. The storm's on us in hours, and we're
I think-
minutes
But,
now at this
but
point.
I mean, when we hit the bay, I can prepare a spell that makes us look like we can like stealth into or onto the Leviathan ship if it.
do we want to look like Leviathan members if Flint is attacking Leviathan members?
No, if
No,
we go to the
We need to
cave
survive the storm
and
first.
The evil woman is there and doesn't know like what's happening outside. We can like get in there in the cave among like pretending that we are among them. Like
Well, as a
They're
matter of
bastards.
fact, as a matter of fact, we won't have to use anybody's specific face. If there is a fleet there, there is absolutely no logical way you could possibly know the face of every person there. There would be hundreds of people.
In the interest of pacing,
Okay. Our plan is to follow the storm into the bay, and then we'll just see what happens there.
we'll see what happens. That's fine.
Yeah, this is everything past that point is us trying to hash out details and
Perfect.
contingencies.
The raid lead, Kilius, comes up, who is first mate, in lieu of you being the first mate, Cephis. Captain, so you say we're going into the eye of the storm.
Oh, yeah, if I'm making an address to this crew at this point, I will do exactly that.
Go ahead.
Aye, Kilius, and addressing the whole crew at this point, we're following the storm into the Blue Fire Bay. It has been drawn to my attention by our friendly neighborhood wizard, Nurgle, that our good captain is currently stolen from us from, you know her, you hate her, Gilius von Kextris. And, yeah,
You know her and you hate her, Gilius von Tetris.
exactly. And so to this end, our plan is to follow in this storm and kill every single fucking one of them. He said with this straightest face he has.
The pirates toss up their swords and their hats.
Mhm.
As Kilius nods to you, and he said, "All right, you landlubbers, get to work now. Wrap up those scallions and those folks over there.
those sailor terms.
Ship shape for the storm. Now you get to work, you blubber!" Like kick people as they are all whipped into work. And
Excellent.
Wayne
Wait,
looks
yes.
at you and he says, "Cool speech, Captain. Do you want me to see if I can increase the speed of this beautiful mother here?" And he pets the ship with one hand and the chicken with the other hand.
No, Mr. Lorraine, keep us pace with this storm. We want to ride outside it until it reaches the bay, and then we will storm in through it with storm into the bay along with the storm itself. Alliteration.
All right, on. I guess surf's up, and then he
Cephis returns the hand motion.
and you guys have 3 hours. Oust, do you do anything to prepare in those 3 hours?
Yes, I want to find Nongle's family members, particularly the one that has an affinity with gunpowder. Just go, right, you two.
The quartermaster.
Yes, the quartermaster. Could you perhaps fashion us some bombs, droppable? in the time you have, as many as you can.
He
They
dropped
look at each other. And
he
then you
drops
see,
them at
the
random, so
quartermaster-
hopefully.
Pardon?
I said he drops them at random, so hopefully.
The gnomes look at each other, then the quartermaster looks at you, wipes away a single tear. It's beautiful. It's beautiful when a man gets to show off his bomb collection. Taken into the gunpowder room, and it is truly terrifying that something like this is kept so close to the kitchen.
Excellent. Okay. So,
What do you need, son? I got bomb vests, dynamite vests. I got dynamite sticks, a spear with a dynamite taped on the end. I have this gunpowder barrel. I have a larger barrel. This one is painted red. What do you need, son?
well, so theoretically, big fan of your work, by the way. We need something. That,
And he turns off a fuse.
Lovely. I just sort of hiss it out with my fingers. Right. We need munitions capable of being dropped from a height onto ships as we go past, preferably waterproof if possible.
Yeah.
If they can explode on impact, even better.
The good old wax grenades, yar.
Yes, that'll be fantastic. And yes, handheld. If any of the rest of the party is with me, I'll just go. So I figure that we have to find this cave, but that doesn't mean we can't do as much damage on the way in. If we can manage to fly over these ships, drop as many bombs on these ships as possible, just to take out as much of the fleet as possible. We have one ship against possibly many.
So now the real question is, all right. So Roar, when we were seeing the cave, did we get any kind of feel at all, any indicators about the side of the cave that had the entrance? Like,
No.
like what
And
direction?
and that is something you will have to figure out. You know it is somewhere in the Blue Fire Bay because you saw the. Again, I'm just going to show you the journal page here because you saw the Soulfire shots.
Yeah.
We're going to have a hell of a lot easier time finding said cave if we don't have an entire fleet firing at
No,
us.
exactly. I'm just.
Yeah.
The point is, Mr. Rost, is that your fly magics only last so long, and considering the bay itself is 30 miles across, it is not exactly possible.
Acting Captain Steffes. If you forgive me for speaking out of turn, sir, but this boy wants to ride and fly in the storm and drop gunpowder and hellfire upon our enemies. I see. Let's not waste any time trying to discourage him. He's clearly as mad as we are.
Oh no, you misunderstand me. I'm suggesting we do more of that and less of the searching.
I see. And he takes out his goggles and says, "Time to waterproof some bombs." And then he turns out some of his beer.
We have all the time in the world if we
Capture.
distract Gilius enough with the ship with the sea battle, as far as I'm concerned. Also, and I'm just gonna come out and say, even if the captain dies, we have means of dealing with that too.
I think we should just capture some of the Leviathan guys. If we encounter a ship, we bomb that, capture some of the guys, and ask them where the captain is.
Oh, thanks, you're here too. That's a brilliant idea. Let us do that.
Yeah, there'll be plenty in the water,
And also,
almost
just in
drowning
case,
by the
can
time
I,
we're finished. So.
Can
Yeah,
I
go ahead,
glamour studded leather armor? I might be able to disguise myself like one of the Leviathan guys if we have to do something.
You have the leather armor of the Dark Seneschal, don't you?
Yeah. Like, do we have that? So like, can I?
I think you have it. Yeah, it is not just a glamored one. It is an armor of the sky itself, so you can look like whatever you want.
Yeah, like armor of. Okay, good. Then I will put in. I don't think armor of the sky itself is in the items. So I would just put in the studded leather armor. Okay.
Who put on the Oh, never mind. We'll have a look at that later.
Yeah, we haven't
the
dealt with those magic.
Yeah, the
items,
ring, like Ost would put on the ring right now and attune to it.
That's a good shout. I will be doing that right now.
Yeah.
And
Let's get awesome our fucking armor class so it
Like
doesn't
the
have to
light
rely on
armor?
his hit points so much.
Yes, it is. I will drop it. I will just show you guys here if I can find. Or I have to go to face, and then I have to take out some demon here.
And we also have a rapier as well, magical rapier.
Yeah, the armor of the many faces. I'm dropping it into your equipment. It is a studded leather armor +2.
And
also gives you disguise self.
okay,
And
and
that holds up to physical inspection.
then there's the rapier, the magical rapier that we got as well.
There's a +1. Yeah.
All right, so Theus, do you have a +1 weapon?
I'm not fighting.
But you're the only one that could use this reliably. So
I think Oz can also use that, and
Oz has no.
Oz does not need a +1 rapier.
Yeah, Oz does not need. Yeah.
What about Hafiz? Can't he use that?
Oh,
What about the rapier?
+1 rapier.
He like takes out his scimitar, just swooshes around a bit. I'm sorry, but this is far superior to that little dinky thing.
Leon, you might as well just take that right now. Just hold it in case you need a magical weapon.
It's just a
So just to make sure, because I want to get on with it. You begin to make bombs. Oust and Safis, that is what you do. Theus and Nongo, you prepare some disguise shit.
No. Nongol is going to be starting to cast. This is a 10-minute cast, so he will wait for the last moment to actually cast it, and he will up this with Distance Spell. He'll cast Hallucinatory Terrain. So this basically creates a 150-foot cube of different kind of terrain inside the same area. So I want to make, as soon as we get close to the fleet, if that's what we're getting close to.
You don't know if you're doing that. If the fleet, as you saw it, is in Bluefire Bay, you are still 130 miles away from them.
Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to cast. I'm not going to finish the casting until we know that we're in danger. And what I'm going to do is, if we can see them before they see us, I'm going to place a hallucinatory terrain of calm waters, because I have to change one terrain to the next or whatever, 600 feet away from us. So hopefully they'll go towards that instead of coming towards us. So I'm using this as kind of like an initial shield.
All right. So if you get attacked, you're preparing that spell.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Cool. Theus, you were preparing a disguise, or
Well, if I have the armor, I don't need to
No.
disguise.
perfect. In that case, you guys ride into the storm, and the closer you get, the more the wind kind of picks up.
Yeah.
And
We want to be like right on the outside cusp of it in our direction. So we don't want to actually go into the storm. We just want to like ride on the very
We
edge
want
of
to
it
follow the storm.
till it goes in.
Yeah.
But yeah.
all of the pirates, like, it was colder than usual this morning. Like, usually here down in the southern seas, around autumn, it's comfortably warm. You can run around without a shirt on if you want to. It has become colder with the winter that has come. But as you come into the wind, the pirates don thick, kind of leather coats and other clothing to get them warm. And you should probably do some of the same as wind buffets up and birds disappear as the waves and the elements around you just starts to rush up. You all spend the next couple of hours to secure the ship and get into the storm. At this point, I would say it is 4 p.m. as you have entered the storm. Yes, Aust.
Can I just check something about the ring? Whether I don't like just from a
Which ring?
From a foundry perspective, I don't know whether it actually applies the effects once I equip it.
Yeah, so it should apply your armor class right away, and then when you roll a savings throw.
Yeah, it doesn't appear to.
No, I will go and add it as an effect for you.
That's right.
Should be on there as effect from
AC and saving throws, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's great. Just
That's perfect. All right. Go ahead and give me a luck roll, Safis.
All right. 6. So this is really unlucky.
Okay, as you come into the the storm, your speed.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I want to be clear. We're trying not to enter the storm, like actively trying not to enter the storm right now.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Like we're waiting until the storm is
saying-
literally
I
on
thought
top of Blue Fire Bay.
I thought you wanted to follow the storm.
Yeah, we want to follow,
we wanna
it, but,
follow
like,
the storm.
without being in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the storm's heading towards Blue Fire Bay, right?
It is hard to figure out when you're in a storm and when you're not in. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
I'm
Fair
saying
enough.
it. So
Well-
I'm saying you're staying in the outskirts.
Okay, that's
Yes,
fair,
yeah,
Where,
that's
where
fine,
it's
yeah.
when it starts to
Alright.
become noticeable that the water is choppier and the wind is a little more not directional, we will slow ourselves to maintain that position
Okay.
in relation to the storm.
What I want then is I want a perception roll from Cephis and I want a vehicle's sailing from Bjorn.
Can I assist Sophis? I have observation.
Can I assist you?
I'm using perception here as a Cephis's kind of captaining ability, and I'm using sailing as Bjorn's kind of helmsman ability here.
Okay.
This is I'll say it doesn't make sense for you to kind of assist them because they are the sailors here,
course,
and
yeah.
you might help them hold the steering
Yeah.
wheel and stuff like that. But yeah, so
Alright,
perception.
I
Yeah.
got a. Okay, so the first time I rolled, it said I got a 17 both times, even though I rolled both 2 different numbers. So I
Yeah,
just
that's fine.
re-rolled. Is that okay? Okay, so I got a 21.
Oh, it's because you have a reliable talent. The lowest you can roll is a 17.
Ah, you're right. Okay, then my mistake. I got a 17.
And
That is
how
fine.
how should I roll mine?
That is a
Intelligence check with proficiency, right? It would say tool.
no, I will say go ahead and roll an athletics, Bjorn, because you are doing with strength. I'll say it's the same.
Yeah, you're fighting the storm, yeah.
All right.
There we go.
So Bjorn, you get a 20, and Cephis, you get a 17. As you manage to get close to the storm, and you kind of manage to keep the ship out of the worst currents, and you don't get sucked in. The wind gets much more choppy regardless, and you can see in the center, closer to the center of this storm, there's definitely much kind of denser kind of mist going on. Go ahead and give me another perception with advantage, Cephis. And I will say, Nongo, everybody can do a perception.
Can I inspire him?
Go ahead and do it.
Okay, let's see. I will inspire Bjorn for his check, and for his ship. I say, okay. Bjorn, I was a barbarian Bjorn. When we two are together, I feel so much safer. Bjorn.
1d10, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I love it.
So that's 21 from Cephis, 12 from Aust, 22 from Bjorn, and then 15 from Noggle. Aust, are you going to roll or no? Are you busy with something else?
So,
I've rolled the 12.
Oh, you rolled the 12? Oh, sure. Yeah, it's thieves
Yeah.
we're missing.
yeah, also,
And
sorry, did you say I got a 21 there or a 17 there?
You get. I said that Cephis gets advantage.
Yeah.
of being
Okay,
the
okay.
captain.
I just wasn't sure if I misheard you and you said I got a 17. Okay, totally fine.
Bjorn and Cephis, you are very busy with the environment around you, steering the ship, making sure that you are keeping clear. And lightning rips through the air above you and lights up. In the distance, you see the silhouette of a ship with broken, torn sails, dark hull, maybe a mile, 2 ahead of you. The same course as you have.
There she is.
There she is indeed.
All right. So once, because I have the hallucinatory terrain prepared, once we're about, probably about 500 feet away, I want to make the terrain that we're on, like in 150-foot cube, turn into a whirlpool. So we'll disappear into it until they actually enter the whirlpool.
It is not moving towards you.
This is probably Flint's ship. This is probably the spectral Flint ship rather
It's-
than any of Leviathan ships.
You
in
have
the
somehow
storm. It's
gained
not
on them,
moving
yeah.
throughout the storm.
It is moving in the same direction as you are, not towards you.
Right. So like, if it is moving at all, when it moves towards us, I want to make it look like
It's
with
not
this.
moving towards us. it's moving in the same direction, as in away from us.
But it's
Let
moving,
me,
right?
Yeah, away
let
from
me-
us.
Yeah, let me.
Basically, it's ahead of us, moving at the same speed. So
Oh, it's moving
so
away from
it's-
us.
We're following it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we just maintain course and heading. We just let it go in before us.
That's exactly what I think we should do.
It's a lot easier to convince them that we're on their side if we arrive and don't attack them. So
Does that make sense? I put it here on the.
Okay, that makes sense. I thought it was moving towards us. Like, I thought
Actually,
inside the
because
storm, the actual ship was moving towards us.
No, that makes sense.
Okay.
And I'm putting the midnight torch on the board as well because that is
Excited.
the actual ship you are on. So
Now the real question is, are we going to trying to do anything fancy with the gnomish levitator? Or nomad levitator, sorry.
No, it's still attached to the. We can't.
yes,
we don't
but
have
we could
time.
just, But we could just cut that rope, and then the ship is free to sail, yes?
if needs be.
No,
I think for the moment we want to keep it.
No, this is like a light draft ship. It'll probably like fly
will-
up into the fucking air with this.
The Nomad Levitator is not well suited
Yeah,
to a storm like this.
Yeah.
No, I know. That doesn't mean I'm not going to ask if the party of adventurers at level whatever want to try and use the ship to do something.
We're not an average level whatever party.
Nah, I think we stick like.
We
the
are an
Nomad Levitator
RP.
is basically going to serve as probably a lifeboat if needs be at this point, but.
Fair enough.
Are you going to follow the ship in the?
Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
That's actually not a. Hang on a second. That's not a horrible idea. Can we cut the levitator behind, and we'll take Stick Stack and go up,
That one?
and they could just sail behind in case something happens to the Midnight Torch. We could actually board that ship instead. So let's not have two ships destroyed. Only one.
So the Nomad Levitator is going to have to maintain such a distance that it's completely out of the storm. That's the issue because it's not going to handle the storm.
No.
Right. Yeah. Let's dump it. Dump it with 6 seconds.
We can use it as a lifeboat. Let's keep it.
It doesn't. We don't necessarily have to use it as a lifeboat. We can use it to pick us up if needs be later on.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I think
yeah.
that's a good shout. So I think
I'm going
we
to
can
say right
use
now,
and let them
if
go.
you put the Nomad Levitator without any assistance, as in without the weather mage that is right now making sure that the Midnight Torch is not getting fucked up,
Yeah.
the Nomad
Yeah,
Levitator is too small of a vessel to survive. It will basically.
Okay. So it's too
Oh,
late
right.
to do that. Okay.
It will break up. It will be tossed around like a duck in a bathtub, right? It
Okay.
is-
Okay. Right. So
Like
it was
a
good
duck in
idea,
a
but it's not-
bathtub. Roar, I
It
love
was a
you.
good idea, but too late.
Is that a Danish analogy? Like, I've never heard like a duck in a bathtub.
I was just.
Hey, come on! You were never a kid with a duck in a bathtub before?
And then it just.
Yeah. Dude, you never had a duck in the bathtub as a kid.
But yeah, Captain Sviss, I suggest we maintain current course and heading, acting. I mean, you're captain for the moment.
Nope, acting captain for the moment. That's how that works. So otherwise the word acting wouldn't be there.
If you're an acting captain, then you're captain for the moment.
Do you want to?
Don't make me tell him who his
I like how
last name is.
Gentlemen, we have an exit. We have something to do here.
Fine.
Tactics.
It's just like I say we maintain current course and heading, but we do not gain on the flying around.
Absolutely. And I will tell Bjorn, who is the helmsman at the moment, as well as the acting first mate, don't get us any closer than 2 miles out from that ship. We do not want to draw her attention.
Aye, acting captain.
I thought that was
Gives
what
an
it was supposed to be
appreciative
doing.
nod for Bjorn, following maritime rule.
May I suggest that we hoist Captain
Kazalak.
Kazalak's personal colors? As
Yeah.
he is a friend to the White Maiden.
Damn, that's a good idea. Really wish
Very
I'd
good
thought of that. Alright, and Safis will just climbing all over the rigging like a cat in the rigging. We'll go and fly the captain's personal colors.
All right. Do you want to make yourself known to the flying Union, or do you want to stay out of its sight?
The ship ahead of us, we want to stay back and out of its sight as much as possible. We're just going to fly these colors, so if we are noticed, it has something to designate us as hopefully not enemy.
Agreed.
I'm going to ask you for a...
Do we have like semaphore flags up as well?
Yeah.
I don't know whether. So could we semaphore
flags,
that we like our intent to be on their side? Is that possible?
I mean, it is possible. We have all kinds of flags that we've stolen over the years.
I just want to figure out if you want to stealth or if you want to just cross your fingers. This is going to be fine.
I feel like we are attempting to effectively, air quotes, stealth by staying far enough back where the forward-facing ship will not see us.
But at the same time trying to cover as many bases that if we do get seen.
Yeah.
How many ships are there, Roar?
But we're prepared to be caught.
Alright.
How many ships are there?
Here, if you're over here, Saphitz, if you double-click the Midnight Torch,
Ooh, beautiful.
and then I want you to roll a dex with advantage.
Can I inspire
Extra
him again?
stuff. Sure.
The ship inside the storm, following a creepy ship. I see it with my eyes, like a lucid night memory. The wind makes scary sounds.
Wait,
I
hold on.
have never heard. I don't know what to say, or not another word. Just la la la
La
la.
la la.
Did you already inspire me?
La, la, la.
La 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 la. With our feline
Hold on,
captain.
Theus, did
La,
you
la,
Love
already
it.
inspire me?
Yep.
I didn't use your first inspiration yet.
10 minutes per inspiration, so it's been much more longer than that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we could just say that this is that time.
Go ahead and roll a d10 then if you want to try it.
I'm now imagining all of the practice that he's been giving to the rest of the crew. It means that all of the crew are now also just pulling ropes and singing along as well.
La 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 la.
I mean, that's how
Sail
shanties work,
around the
yeah.
ocean.
Yeah.
La la la.
You go on sailing within the storm. An hour goes by as you're just holding on.
Yep. How many ships are in this armada that we're following?
We're not
You
following
only
it.
see
We're
a
following
glimpse of the
ship.
one.
We're following one ship.
No,
Yeah,
let
Flint's
me
ship.
reiterate. You think it's Flint's ship.
Yes.
Only
I-
Bjorn and Saphir saw a glimpse of it in the distance.
But let's be fair here. What other ship is going to be having a storm attached to it, flying with tattered sails and scary-looking hull? It's Flint's ships. Shut up, God. It's Flint's ship.
Snick snack. Go up.
Yours? Yes.
I have a small favor to ask.
What do you want, Bjorn? I'm busy waterproofing these bombs, see?
You can create like something physical pretty quick, right?
Well, some would say that, of course. Depends on what kind of size you want.
It's not a huge thing. Could you
Go
maybe make like a small dragon head at the front of the ship? What's it called? It's yeah. Björn would know.
Mast.
Now, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sure, I can do that. If you want me to do it, I'll go ahead and give you a jiggy.
Thank you.
Sure. He goes up and in the storm begins to like build something. Sure. As a dragon's head is beginning to be carved inside the Midnight's Torch without the permission of the acting captain. Beautiful.
In 10 minutes, I can create a 10-foot cube of whatever the hell you want, if that's necessary. Bjorn.
I'm saving your spills.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Just making sure. Okay. So I can go crazy, but yeah.
All right. You an hour passes as you're weathering the storm. You take a 10 hull damage from sailing this close to the storm, and I want you to take that off. Yeah.
Noted. Yeah.
With my cartography skills, do I have a vague idea of A, how far away from the bay we are, and B, how long it will take under this current course and heading?
Probably more
Speed.
than a day.
More than a day. Okay, so we're going to get battered a lot in this. That's
Yeah,
fine.
it's not going to be 10 damage every hour, but it's going to be maybe 30 or 40 damage every day.
That's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
And you
I
have,
mean,
and the Midnight Torch has like 400 hit points.
All right. If we're still that far out from Blue Fire Bay, can we just like drop off so we're not like in the storm anymore? Like drop off another like 3-4 miles.
You can try.
yeah, and then we
Yep.
can just regain the speed later, and it's yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's my hopeful intention. Let's attempt to do that.
I suggest we move closer to the eye.
That's the other option. And we just
I-
ride the eye because the eye's going to be calm.
Yeah. Well, I would like to remind that
The eye is
the
the ship, though.
It, not even necessarily that the eye is the ship, which is also a possibility I did not think of at the moment, but more to the fact that the storm is magic incarnate. We saw it appear from nothing.
If we're following our enemy towards our companion, should we not stop the enemy?
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
What the,
No,
there's no
Why do you
friends.
assume this is an enemy? Are we not operating under the assumption that the ship that we see in the storm is Flint?
Yes, and
So why is Flint considered an enemy? Is Flint not the person we assumed was going to go and attack the trade company?
yes, but if it's a companion, then why don't we go and talk to him?
Because we don't know if it's a companion.
Well, then let's get close and find out. If not, we sink the ship.
Also, getting closer to supposed Flint means that we have to go through a hell of a lot more storm and rougher seas to
Yes.
get to them.
We've been spending so much
which-
time backing off from the storm and not going forward. Go forward, find out who it is, destroy them if necessary. If not, well,
All right, but
they're
if
companions.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Narco, but there's a lot of gaps in that line of thinking. For starters, if it is Flint and they don't want to help us, and then we have to fight them, then the whole point of us trying
Everyone
to
give
get
me a
Flint to
perception
attack
roll.
the trade company.
If I could see one person on the ship, I could send a message.
All right, that's different. That's something. we can do.
21. Alternatively, we can fly over there if we're in range. We don't have to get too close.
Flying in this kind of winds would be very dangerous.
Sailing in this kind of wind is very dangerous.
Yes, but flight from a small-sized person would be very
Do you have
dangerous.
a perception as well for me?
Sure.
I see no reason why we shouldn't just.
You
continue
are
and we-
fucking kidding me with the rolls, Tanner.
Thank you.
Another
It's a
light-
natural 18, a
lightning-
natural 17,
another
so a
lightning-
25 and a 24.
Another lightning splits the sky, and you see the silhouette of a ship bearing down on you, the northwest, on the northwest angle
That's not good.
approach.
At what distance, sorry?
I will say, let me go and have a look here.
It's whether it's at a distance that we can make out any kind of colours on it, is more the case.
I'm going to show you how far it is.
Alright. Oh no.
And
Very
does it
close then.
appear to be the same ship we saw earlier?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Hey?
And
Oh,
at
it's the one that we
top-
saw. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
Yeah, because we haven't actually
blind.
seen the other ships for a while. We only saw it the
for a
once,
few
right?
hours. Yeah.
It is
Right.
800 feet out. No.
All right. The map is black right now, and would you mind drawing a border around the viewable area? A wall?
Is that better? Oh, I see.
Yeah. I need a wall
Uh,
around the area, too, for the stream.
There should be a wall around it, and I think.
It's all black.
Does that help?
Oh,
Yeah, that helped a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the stream as well, Tanner?
No, I still have a... don't worry about it. I can just zoom in. We're fine.
Okay. Right.
All right.
All right, so I see this.
You see it.
All right, so
And
before I
you see
tell...
at the top of it, you see the the flag with one crossed a crossed hook and a scimitar.
All right.
Um,
So
Can I do a knowledge history to know if that's Flint's ship?
It is. You don't need
Okay.
to roll.
Without
This is a flying Grenian.
all right. So you see this line, Roar?
Yes.
I'm going to put. Hang on. I'll just draw this because I'll release my hallucinatory terrain at this point.
All right. So I'm just going to do like that. So like this.
Actually, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, and then but it's going to be 100 foot to 50 foot square, so it'll be kind of this area here will be blocked off.
That's not 150 feet. Each of these squares here is 25 feet.
Oh shit! Okay, never mind. Hang on.
So go ahead and just make the square with the square tool.
I will. Hang on one sec.
And then,
Each is
I'll put-
25 feet, so
So is this the whirlpool that you're creating?
150 foot square.
Everything just went gray on the map.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
What?
Like the
Fog of
I can
war.
still see our ship, but I can no longer see like the whirlpool and Flint's ship.
That's weird. I didn't put in the whirlpool yet. I'm putting that in now.
Okay, well I can't see Flint's ship anymore then.
All right. So I want this
That's
to.
weird.
If I can, I want this to seem pretty obvious that this is coming from this area. Oh, hang on.
I'm putting in the vision here. There we go. Better?
Yeah, but I want
I don't
it.
know why I did that. Yeah.
But there was like a little island right here.
Yeah. That was not an island. That was me trying to do illusionary terrain.
Oh, okay.
Alright, we can see now, yeah.
Then I'll wait till the last moment, so I'll take my first action to kind of hold it, and as soon as they come close to this area here, hang on,
Sure.
let me drag this.
What does Glongle say as he sees this?
I will, because they're going to be coming towards us, and I'll cast it as Nongle. Nongle will like release some arcana chantings as he all of a sudden looks towards so far above him, and it flips a page of the book that actually gives him the actual range to do this with. The flag looks like this, and this is what the ship looks like. I saw thunder, and I saw lightning. Is this important? I don't know. So that's towards Cephis. I'll give you the description of the actual flags of the ship and what the ship looks like.
Yeah, and Cephis will kind of like take his hat off for a moment, scratch his head. That's her. That's Flint's ship.
Well, they can't see us, and they're heading into an actual maelstrom.
Acting Captain Saviz, I recommend that we hold fire until fired upon.
Oh, I have no intention of shooting. If that thing opens fire on us, we're running for our lives.
I want all of you to roll initiative. I have put your individual tokens up here.
I know that. Hang on. I know that Nibbles is with one of the crew members, but should I roll for him as well?
No, Nibbles acts on your turn.
Okay.
Because I know we are going to fight, I have cast Gift of Alacrity on everyone but the cap.
Sure.
Okay, what's gift alacrity? Is it 1d8?
Yep, 2 initiative for the whole day.
1d8.
Okay, so I'm actually on 19 rather than 16.
And Nagos on 12.
Let me just see. I am on, wait a second, a d8. So I am on 6 more, so I'm on 22.
22, got it.
Well, I think I've wrongly got Death Ward on me as well, by the way.
Bjorn, I
and,
also cast it on you, so you can also add the 1d8. Bjorn?
Oh, sorry.
I also cast Gift Alacrity on you, so everyone but Surface.
The plus 18 was yesterday, right?
So it's
Inspiring
12.
Yeah, I would say you have Inspiring Leader too.
Okay. Right. Okay. We've probably got at least an amount of time before we're going to go into, into range with them. So I'm going to hold off, but I'm going to hold. I will be casting some spells when I think that we're in a reasonable amount of range, but it's fine.
Cool. Let us see here. Cool. I'll just begin combat with Cephis. You hear Noggle say this as Noggle is readying his action. Has readied his action to do this. What is your reaction as the captain?
Well, that's a great question. Probably to start shouting orders to the crew to bring us around to our starboard side, and get ready to just get the fuck out of here.
Bring her about! Bring her about! All right. I will say, as your captain, you can give an order as an object interaction for your ship on your turn, Cephis.
All right.
You can also, if you have those maps, or if you have those, what's it called? If you have those flags that Bjorn talked about, now would be the time to go and get him.
Yeah, that's exactly what Cephis is doing. Yeah, he's giving that order to kind of bring. Let's see, do I have a drawing tool? Yeah, we kind of. No. Line. This is kind of the path he intends the ship to take.
Sure.
But in the meantime, he will be getting the flags and will basically just be furiously messaging friend, up by the flag as much as he can.
Roar, I don't know how you want to do this, but so Noggle obviously tells everyone on the ship, or the companions, that it's not real what he's put in front of them. But can he still see through his own illusion?
Well, we'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
Oh, I love you, Roar. That's exactly what I want to hear from you.
All right. So first, you begin to hoist the signals flags of a friend, and gives the orders to bring the ship about. Theus, what do you do?
Just in case, I have casted Magnificent Mansion, just in case we have to dodge the fuck out here. Actually, I have casted it on the Gnomish Levitator, just in case we have to get the fuck out.
Does the door follow with the vehicle?
It stays on the it is stationary, but I assume because it stayed on the ship, it also stayed on the vehicle. Like any big base, it follows, I assume.
But at that point, it was in port, this ship. So fuck it. Let's not say that the door stays.
I don't know, the door. I would assume it follows.
I will say it does. All right. So you create the Magnificent Mansion. Dumbo puts out his head. Is everything all right, Theus?
You should
have horrible weather here.
Inside. Be quiet.
The elephant sees all the pirates. Please say you're not letting them back in here.
This is, just to know, this is training, because when the kids are coming, they will be much worse. Their kids will be much worse.
The kids are not worse than that. Not worse than that.
This is training for you. This is training for you.
Okay. Perfect. So that's your turn, Theus.
Yeah.
Oust.
Hello. I'm just kind of. Let's see. If we're moving in that direction, I will get to the back of the ship and just keep an eye out on the ship itself. Just see if I can see any movement. If I can see the gun ports opening, anything from across the maelstrom. I'm also going to try and keep an eye out just to check if there is anything else coming from the sides and things like that. There's not really much else I can do for the time being, though. So I'm just kind of making ready.
Perfect. Yeah, all right, makes sense. The flying Arenian moves.
Jonas, can you see the map?
Do you see the map?
No, from my screen and the stream screen, shows Jonas on the Overland world.
Oh, it shows him at the sea on mine.
I'm at sea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, it shows just only Roar and I are on the Sea World, and everyone else is still on Overland. I think that's just the server thing.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
The flying Arenian is sailing with the wind and getting at truly terrifying speed with 150 feet. It doesn't reach the area though, Nongo.
Okay. But it doesn't steer away from it?
It doesn't. No, you said you were readying it.
Oh,
So
no! I cast it. I had it right the entire time. I cast it at that time, so there's a whirlpool.
Let me know what is the saving throw of? Is it an intelligence saving throw or is it no saving throw?
If they touch it, they know what it is.
All right. Let me. I'll just roll an Arcana check here for Captain Flint. All right.
So that would have to be a DC 18 if they're going to determine my illusion before they touch it.
They. What happens is they are definitely steering clear of it.
Okay. Nice.
Cool. That was Flying Arenian. Then, you're just outside of short range. You see two. Let me see. What is your passive perception? I know Nogos is pretty high.
21.
21.
25.
All right, sure. You both see the gun ports of the front of the ship being opened and two guns being rolled out.
Oh, that's not good.
Give me an insight check, Stephis.
Right.
And actually give me advantage on that.
26.
26. Looking at this, your the signal flags in the storm. You might need something to boost your signal if you want to make an actual persuasion roll.
Yeah, well. I mean, do we have asking asking Roar, the person who knows what is on this ship, is there something I could reasonably do without magic to do that? Because I don't want to start just setting off explosions, because that's just gonna sound like I'm shooting at them.
I could send up a fireball if you want, flare mode.
I'll say right now, hoisting the flag of Captain Casalock is probably not the worst idea. Anything that would make that more visible in the distance and in the rain. The only thing I can think of at the top of my head is probably something Nongo would also think of, and that is the enlarge spell.
Okay, so magic. All right.
So magic. I'm not saying if you have an idea to shout or do anything else, but I don't have your solution for you right here. You might also just need to get closer and.
Yeah. I mean, that's totally reasonable and to be expected. I was just making sure there wasn't something very specific that I, not a sailor, was not thinking of.
No, that's fine.
I am almost in dimension door range.
Boy.
That's a boarding action spell if I knew one. If only someone had distance spell and dimension door.
Oh.
Anyway. So whose turn is it now?
That is the Midnight Torch. So the Midnight Torch has 3 actions, and you can do move, which is with the sails, and because you're not sailing into the wind, you see the golden arrow in the bottom left of the screen. It's the wind direction. you're not against the wind, but you're not with the wind either. So you can move 75 feet.
All right, and so
you can like right now you're left to right, and you can kind of turn it one side of the hex every movement, right?
Okay.
So you can go from this direction to this direction.
Basically, you
can
can go
only
like one half cardinal direction, like
So you
east
can
to
do-
southeast to
yeah.
south. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so you can do 3 squares of movement. So I would say if you want to do that kind of direction you say, then it would be like this.
All right. So just to be clear, the movement distance of the ship is like 3 hexes at this point?
Yes.
All right. So what I think the ship is going to do is going to first turn us that 45 degrees. So now that we're heading in the southeast direction, can I use an action to turn us again, or
You can only use the same action once. I will say that moving a ship is just a big thing to do. It takes time.
no? It totally makes sense. Okay. So yeah, that turn, move us 75 feet that way. That way being the direction that the ship is currently pointing. And then from there, can I make us move again? Or like you said, or does that count as the same action or the same round?
That counts as the same action, unless you have something else you think you could do.
Acting
the
Captain,
weather
I have a
mage-
suggestion.
Aye.
Man the cannons.
Ready the cannons! All of the cannons!
They ignore Nurgle because he's not an officer yet.
Don't open the ports, but man the cannons.
We don't. Hold on, I want to double check. Did we ever establish just how many guns were on this ship?
Actually, we told it had 4 ballistas and 1 cannon, and I think we'll just change that to 4 cannons because now cannons are cannon.
All right, fair enough. Cannon's a cannon. All right, so we have.
But 2 on each
we have
side?
2 cannons. So we have 2 cannons on each side, and still the front-mounted cannon.
Yeah, so I will say you'll have 5. 1 front mounted, 2 on each side.
Aces. All right, then yeah. I will shout out for orders to man the cannons, but don't open the ports.
Man the guns! Load it up, boys! And as they begin to load the guns, you cannot fire 2 rounds in a row. They need a round to load, right? So you load them up basically.
Yeah. And the ports aren't open, so they don't see that we're manning our guns.
Nope.
And then that'll be the ship's turn.
But
Perfect.
both
Bjorn.
sides are manned now, or armed now, right?
Sorry.
Bjorn, you are at the helm.
I would like to rage.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check with advantage as you are staying the course.
Rage sailing.
Rage sailing.
Sorry, it was athletics, right?
Athletics, yeah. You see the muscles on Bjorn's arms bulging and stuff is. You see a helmsman like no one else. You hear wood creaking as the wheel gives itself slightly more than it was supposed to. With that 20, Bjorn, you get to turn the ship another hex. You successfully turned the ship 90 degrees in hard weather. Congratulations. That is stupid.
Perfect.
Yeah, that was real luck for you guys. Next up is Nongle.
Noggle, if you have a way to illuminate or enlarge the flag, it would be amazing if you did that.
Cast Firebolt?
Okay, maybe I should have mentioned not burn the flag, even though I'm pretty sure you're just using it as a flare.
Okay. Prestidigitation, I can illuminate the flag for a round, but for 1 round.
Right.
But I'm not. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. Hang on
Get
one
some
sec.
St. Elmo's fire on it, just really light up the mast.
You can both do the fire. No, firebolt is also cantrip, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna firebolt it.
Oh, but you could use it as a flare, as someone mentioned. I think it was.
Yeah.
I see Tanner. He's
I know,
thinking.
I'm deep in my thoughts here right now.
Sure.
It's just too far away.
Yeah, I would say you have one 4th level spell that you could use to stupid degrees here, Tanner. Oh, probably not actually.
Yeah.
Fabricate it's not an
10
action,
minute
right? It's
casting
10 minutes,
time. Yeah.
Yeah, you could make a big flag. Yeah.
What's this one? What's range on this? All right. I'm gonna use a 4th level spell. I'm gonna use Ice Storm, but I'll ready it.
Sure.
And I will cast another distant spell. So that's 600 feet. And
Cool.
I will wait for it to get close to us, and then I will ice their deck.
All right. Interesting.
Are you sure you want to do that? Aren't we trying to make peace with them?
Well, that's why he's holding it. So he doesn't have to use it.
No, I'm
Fair.
I'm trying to destroy them.
All right.
I don't know. Like, why are we running away if we're trying to make peace? Why is our arc to run away if we're making peace?
So that they have time to notice the flag in the storm.
It's all right. It's Sophia's turn anyway. So.
Initiative 0. Give me a luck roll. 11. All right. No dice. Sophis, it's your round.
Alright. As the acting captain, can I just push the ship further forward as an action?
I would say you can go and assist the weather mage to do weather magic shit, and I will give you an extra hex of movement on the ship's turn.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, like,
Sure.
other than that, he's just gonna keep trying to signal.
Perfect. Theus, you're up.
We are not looking to fight against Flint, right?
No, we're trying to make friends with Flint. That was kind of like
Okay,
the whole
good.
point.
Doesn't something like parley exist among pirates?
Yes.
You have to be
no.
in conversational distance though.
Yeah. The whole problem here is we don't have a line of communication open with them.
Like, don't we have like something that can like amplify our voices?
Do we have that?
I'm a rogue. Don't ask me.
Like, thaumaturgy?
Thaumaturgy will do it in a 30 feet radius, so that will not help you for.
Well, it's affecting things, but it actually also amplifies voices, and I think the
Yeah, I know, for 30 feet.
voice within 30 feet or not.
You get it as a microphone within 30 feet. I think it's the.
Yeah. It amplifies the volume of it up to 30 feet away.
Oh, okay, good.
I'll say. Yeah, it's a real peculiar situation you're in here. What are you doing, Theus?
I'm not doing anything then. Like, I just wait, like, in range
Right.
so we can parlay.
Sure.
I'm waiting for people to either move us to it or move us away from it, or like it fighting against the flying. The flying Oranian is the ship of Gilius, right?
The Flying Arena is Flint's ship.
It's Finn's ship.
Yeah. It's the pirate ghost queen that we've been trying to ally to go and rescue the captain with. This is a ship we want to be friends with.
I'm
Right.
just waiting then how the ship
Cool.
goes.
That's perfectly fine. Ask.
Okay, I'm firing a fireball from my Mystic Arcanum, and I'm going to make it burst about 50 feet above
wait,
the mast.
before you do
so
that,
it
is
illuminates the mast as much as possible.
Before you do that, is anyone telling Nongle we're not trying to fight the Flying Iridian?
Yeah.
I mean,
Cephis is literally screaming that at the top of his lungs.
Okay, well, thank you. I will drop the whirlpool as I cancel my concentration. And that's it.
Now, obviously, the thing I will qualify that with is I don't know what the direction of the wind is in relation to the flag. If the flag is at an angle that they're not going to be able to see it at this point anyway, then I'm not going to bother doing it. But if it is, then I will dump it out there. I'm gonna,
the flag is thrashing around, like.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna like pretty much airburst this giant little bright green fireball above it and just try and light up as many of the flags on the mast as possible. Now, whether I need to be halfway up the mast to do that, or whether I can do it from the back of the ship, it's 120 feet range. But yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I could see them. I can send them a message if you'd like.
Well, yeah, we can do that. It's your turn in a couple of things, isn't it? So
Ouch.
we'll do that. Yes.
And Cephis, give me a persuasion check, both of you.
All right.
Sure.
And I'm not saying this is not going to be. Oh yeah, 25 is going to be great. I'm doing it to inform.
22.
You
20.
get a 22
Thanks, reliable talent.
for rolling a 2. This is rogues are stupid, guys. Fucking reliable talent. All right, yeah. So 2 20s. Okay.
I really
Alright.
need proficiency in persuasion. I haven't got it. There we go.
You see the flying Iranian move ahead. You see the hull begin to kind of glisten with these dark blue shards, runes almost. Oust, you feel the verdant shard beginning to vibrate in your hand as the flying Iranian disappears within
It's gonna appear right next to us, I can guarantee it. Okay.
and then precisely as you say it, as if by a dimension door it appears next to you. Gun ports open. Now go ahead and give me, because you rolled so well in your persuasion, you're going to give me a luck check with advantage, Cephis. Just two 20s. This will decide what happens.
Oh, come on.
That.
Oh, no.
Anyone?
That
want
was
to use inspiration?
2d12. Go ahead and roll me 2d12. 2d.
Oh, that was 2d12. Oh, thank God. I'm bad at clicking.
man.
Oh, thank Christ. A natural 20.
Oh, come on.
You see, merely a few hundred feet away from you, gun ports glistening with dark gunmetal. You see these kind of sailors clad in wet clothing with kind of mollusks and other sea animals kind of sitting on their clothing. You see like algae and corals kind of clinging to the hull of the ship, and at the forecastle you see a woman. Her clothes are steel gray as the sky behind her. Her face milky white, pale as ice. Her hair corn blonde, flowing in the storm around her, almost like a halo between you and the darkness. Her eyes blue, shining with an eerie light. In her hand, with one hand being like a crab's claw, a jagged scimitar held aloft, as ready to let it fall and order a broadside on your ship. And then you see she stops in her tracks and gives the order, "Hold fire!" That is a friendly ship, the Midnight Torch, and she sheathes her cutlass. And with a voice that penetrates the storm perfectly, she says, "The Midnight Torch, prepare to come about, prepare to be boarded." And that's where we'll end our session.
All right. I mean, she seems like a reasonable woman.
Yeah, she seems pretty cool to me. Honestly, I mean,
Yeah, no, she was only like 30 seconds away from just ending us.
I'll say you rolling that nat 20 definitely saved you a bunch of hit points at the hall, that's for sure.
Shout out to me rolling 2 12s on accident. Just, yeah. All right. Yeah. Real good drama, that.
Jesus. I lifted out of my seat with that 20. Fucking hell.
Oh, God, yeah.
That was super interesting, guys. All right, we'll see what happens.
Bang.
And yeah, wow. All right. No naval battle shenanigans this time as we move into the next session. Thank you everybody for watching. That was super fun. I hope you had fun with all the weird, absurd shit with the pirates, and of course the interesting roleplay for our players as always. Thank you so much for being a part of this, guys. Guys and gals. Guys is inclusive, I hope. Everybody, let's say.
Guys, girls, and anyone who is not identified.
If you're not a fish person, and even if you are, you're welcome here. I will say we should probably do our things. Thank you all for watching. Thanks to Michael Gelfi for the ambience. If you like the storm in the background, that is what is playing. Also, we're doing a royalty-free pirate soundtrack, as you can hear, from a dark fantasy studio, which I can highly recommend it from me here. Thank you to Zipiku for the maps. We haven't used anything in this session, but we might that soon. Thank you for all of my wonderful ding-dongs. As always, shout out to Nick, our IT guy, who streams 2 times a week on Juno Gaming, twitch.tv/Juno Gaming. Go ahead and have a look at him. He is a wonderful, wonderful person, and we love him to death.
Tuesdays and Saturdays. Oh, it's sneak time.
Go ahead. And we will be back in 2 weeks, where our heroes will figure out if Captain Blind is friend or foe. They will see if they can be in time to save Captain Hassellock from the clutches of the Leviathan Trade Company. Finally, make the way to Blimey Bay. Well,
That's the dream.
I think the only thing we have left to say is say goodbye, ding dongs.
Goodbye, ding dongs. See you guys in a couple weeks.